Hi friends, hi, hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, my name is Shantel and this is day 2 of Bookmas. So excited. Ugh, I created a little list of all the video ideas that I have for this month, well, until the 25th, and I think they're all really good, so they're all ones I've been wanting to do, so I'm like, might as well do that for Bookmas. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I only read 3 books in November. So this is going to be like the shortest wrap up I've ever done because I only have 3 books. The first one I actually read was a Kindle book, so I'll post it right here. I did not like this book. This was Married to a Pirate by Athena Rose, and it's one of those books where you look at the cover and you're like, and you read the synopsis and you just think, ooh, okay, this could be really good. This could be possibly a really am I about to discover a fantasy romance indie author? And then you read the book and you're like, oh, okay, well, that was a book. And I'm not trying to be mean, I'm not, I'm being silly, but it was not good. And I did not enjoy it. I gave it 1 star, and I feel bad in a way because I wanted to like it. The thing is I could not put this book down. I read it in a day and a half. I went front to back cover, just whoop, but I did not enjoy it. My reading experience of the book was not the best. And it basically follows this girl. Don't ask me her name. I don't remember. She is she's kind of like a lady. She's a daughter of a duke or a baron or something. I can't remember. And this was literally a full month ago. Don't ask me anything. And her dad owes a lot of gambling debt to this pirate. And this pirate had met the girl previously because he saved her because her carriage flipped and there was like a fire and stuff, but he was the one that made the carriage have the accident in the first place so he could go and rescue the person inside because he thought it was the baron, the duke, but really it was his daughter. So all this stuff, right? He's like, hey, I don't care about the money. I don't really need the money. What I want is your daughter. And doesn't that just sound good? You're like, ooh, okay. So enemies, lovers. He's a pirate. She's a princess, if you will. It's that kind of vibe, right? Nope. So there was some spoilers that were not spoilers, or twists, I guess you could say, even that were not twists because I could see them from the first 2 3 chapters. And the thing is that the reader finds this information out way before any of the characters in the book does. And then it's they're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. So shocked. And you're like, you are supposedly living this out. I'm reading about this later on and I'm not surprised. What? Just anyway, so I just did not enjoy it. And basically everything that could possibly have gone wrong went wrong, but it only went wrong to further the plot and make it be like, oh my goodness, they really fought for their love. They did not fight for their love. I'm sorry. No. No, no, no. And this is a whole series, and there's a whole thing. I just felt like this was trying so hard to be Pirates of the Caribbean, and honestly, it was not. It was not. Okay, so book 2 was a 3-star. This is My Big Fat Fake Marriage by Charlotte Stein. This one was cute. It was really, really cute. Okay, so you know how you could put it as a high 3-star or a low 3-star? You know how people kind of do that? This is in the middle. It's not high, it's not low, it's just kind of meh. It was good. Would I necessarily recommend it? Depends on who you are and what my relationship with you is. So this basically follows Connie, and she is a woman who has gone on a lot of really, really bad first dates with nice guys. You know, they're the ones that are like, oh yeah, I'm a nice guy, I'll pay for dinner. But they expect you to go to their house. You know what I mean? Afterwards, if they pay for your meal. So she's like, okay, I'm swearing off dating. I don't want to date. I don't want to be a wife. I don't want any of this stuff because all these men are trash. And from her experiences, honestly, you're like, props to you, Connie. At least you figured it out. And then she meets Beck, or Henry Samuel Beckett, as his actual name is, even though no one in his life calls him Henry. They only ever call him Beck. And then she one time calls him Sam. I'm like, who is Sam? I literally forgot that was his name because no one calls him that. So it's kind of weird. Anyway, sorry, rabbit holes. So basically, they're neighbors. His coworker is her best friend. Her best friend actually has a book that's before this called When Grumpy Met Sunshine, I think, or might be reversed. I'm pretty sure it's When Grumpy Met Sunshine, not Sunshine Met Grumpy. But anyway, so they know each other kind of, but not really, right? And he is a editor at a publishing house, and she's kind of an aspiring author, writer, and he's this nice guy, and he's a genuinely kind person. Like, he's a type of person that would help a grandma across the street, not because he wants her to give him cash or anything or praise from anybody else, but just because he's a genuine kind person. And she's like, no, he says he's a nice guy, but there's something wrong with him. I bet you. No, there's not. This man's perfect. The only thing that he has going on for him that could be possibly a little bit bad is that he lied to his coworker because his coworker was a jerk and cornered him and was like, "You're 37, you're still single? Ha ha ha, loser." And Beck was like, I'm not single, I'm married actually." Goes and throws up because he just like lied. So he really is very likable. I did really enjoy Beck's character, even though were parts like he would say stuff like, "Oh golly," and you're like, "This is a 37-year-old man. What? You're not Santa Claus and you're not 7, so interesting." But anyway, yeah. So then she's like, "Well, I'll be your fake wife. What have I got to lose?" So they do all of this. They go on this writing retreat. Blah blah blah. They fall in love. It was cute. My only complaint of this book was that the last like 30%, maybe even like 35%, it really got into them just being physical. And I just kind of felt like it was, I don't know, I felt like you could have had a little bit more of their emotional connection versus just physical connection. But that was my only qualm with it. I don't think this book would ever be necessarily a 5-star, mostly because it's kind of a palate cleanser kind of book, if you know what I mean. I didn't think that this was going to be a 5-star, but I was excited for it. So it's a 3-star. It's good. I think that if you like fluffy romances that don't necessarily make you sit and contemplate life, then this is for you. Then I read Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. This is book 3 in the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling, obviously the queen of the Wizarding World. And I love this book. I love this book. This is actually my second time reading it. I'm doing kind of a reread for this series, mostly because I didn't finish the series, when I was younger. I only read up till book 3. So I have to read Goblet of Fire and then all the other ones after that. And yeah, I'm kind of scared because I feel like after this book, everything gets worse and everything gets more and more sad. So I think this might be like the last happy book, if you will. But anyway, this one follows obviously Harry Potter and his little trio. So it's Harry, Hermione, and Ron. Their school year at Hogwarts in the UK, and basically Sirius Black is this prisoner who escaped Azkaban, and he basically is on the run from the Ministry of Magic, and there's all this stuff, and there's a subplot of Hagrid fighting for this hippogriff's life because they want to put this hippogriff down, if you will. And there's also a subplot of Snape when he was younger and him being bullied by these four people called the Miranders, however you say it. I can't remember. But anyway, there's like all this stuff, right? And we see the Dursleys, we see Dumbledore, all the people, and it is a really, really good book. I would say my only thing with this book is I don't know, I feel like Dumbledore, he he likes Harry. I would say he even probably loves Harry, but he kind of just lets Harry be a good soldier, if you will, and then doesn't always really take care of Harry, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't know. But I love the Weasleys, like Mr. and Mrs. Weasley. They're so sweet. Sirius Black, I have to think of his name. Sirius Black, such a funny character. Professor Lupin, oh, sweet baby angel, love him so much. His character is sincerely probably one of my favorites so far. And honestly, Hermione in this book, oh, someone just needs to give her a hug and tell her that she's a smart girl. Because I just feel like she's trying to prove herself so much, and you just want to be like, girl, you're good, okay? Oh, I see you. But yeah, I love this book. It's such a solid read, and it's well deserving of the 5 stars that I gave it. But yeah, that was my little reading wrap up. Honestly, it wasn't a whole lot, which is fine. This video is probably going to be around like 10 to 11 minutes, so yay. But thanks so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for day 3 of Bookmas. If you haven't already, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you all tomorrow. See you then.